I just...
Yeah, what I would recommend, honestly, at this point in time, I think we, I would recommend, squeezing them, putting some pressure on them to bring this thing to a, to its due conclusion. And I think that, I think you'll find that will happen in the near future.
What's the due conclusion?
Whatever the state and the deems, the state and the property holder deem prudent. As far as the town is concerned, all those things that are in the, in the agreement have to be adhered to with the 2-year cycle and so on. And when they do come forward with a plan, then the due process starts, for, as you know, for the town. It's a public hearing, lots of public hearings, depending on what they ultimately decide to do, with that property.
I think the petitioners were requesting a public hearing, public meeting before the process was brought to a conclusion. I think the problem is that it's still right now in the works and that there's still a way for this to stop, and other people had a voice before, about the swap, before it got this far. And the town residents never had that voice. There was never a hearing held in Haddam. Especially when Eileen Daly said that there would be. And also, I do want to add for the record, I'm going to read this letter. This is a letter from the first selectman, written on town stationery, that was sent in March, last year, March. And this is your testimony, speaking on behalf of the town of Haddam for the swap. And I'll just read it real quick. Proposed property exchange. The following is a position statement on the proposed land transfer between the owners of the River House Bank facility and the Department of Environmental Protection that is up for consideration in the state legislature. Although I believe, in truth, that the proposal is not sponsored by the town of Haddam, it cannot be overstated that the town will indeed be the beneficiaries of its ultimate completion, and therefore it is only right that all levels of our town officials weigh the proposal carefully. And I guess to add my own there, I feel that I'm a town official as well. The people are. Such reflection, however, must be void of special interest influence and the best interest of the town as a whole. So with that intention in mind, the following are a few of the thoughts that have influenced me to recommend this transfer be approved. Haddam, to the best of my knowledge, is the only town in Connecticut that is bisected by a major waterway. Our shores are divided by the beautiful and mighty Connecticut River, which once gave sustenance to our economic growth through its bountiful energy and its efficient transportation outlets. Although that time has passed and we now look to her for our environmental assets, she is still the heart of our territorial identity, and as such deserves the care and respect of our stewardship. Having her on our shores, in a way, is like having an original Rembrandt on our back porch. Without appreciation, her beauty goes unnoticed and underutilized. I have come to believe that the passage of the land transfer in question will indeed help Haddam to avoid such waste. It will result in much needed tourism, which will translate into more jobs and more environmental comprehension and awareness. It will also provide a synergy of opportunity with the neighboring town of East Haddam and bolster the economy of both towns as we seek to strengthen our infrastructure to deal with the challenges of the future. This proposal, in my mind, offers Haddam a reason to stimulate its lagging regulation and zoning reform for the Tylerville Village so that our foundation can support the type of future development that will be consistent with the environmental, cultural, and business goals that are part of our conservation and development plan. I also believe that passage will ensure that the major parcels of land in Haddam that adjoin the state forest will not be developed in such a manner that would saddle the town with future educational expenses, costs that would only continue to hurt our attempts to survive in this weak, punishing economy. In 2012, the town of Haddam will be celebrating the 350th anniversary of its settlement. I can't think of a better way to propel that celebration than with an image for a brighter future. For these reasons, I support the recommended transfer, and if passed, will work with the Gateway Commission, Planning and Zoning, and Economic Development Commission to ensure that all environmental infrastructure and business partners will work together towards the common goal of enhancing the natural resources of our town, while providing an opportunity for it to strengthen and flourish. I just feel that I was left out, as a person left out of the process of giving my voice as a town resident. The state's continuously said, this is a Haddam issue, this is a Haddam issue, talk to your first selectman, talk to your town government, and we've been trying to do that. And you guys have always said, well, it's a state issue, it's a state issue, we have nothing to do with it. So it's kind of like it's a complete undemocratic process where we're left out of. And all we wanted was a simple meeting, which gives both sides, pro or against, to come together and take that stand and have a voice, instead of just one person from town having a voice. So I hope that there's some way we can rectify this other than a letter from you, which is, it's definitely more positive than nothing, but if there's any way Bruno will work with us on sending something to Hartford, I think it would help. But, thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to, Jerry Matthews, I live 19 Russell Road in Haddam. I'd like to read a letter into the minutes. I acted as petition director to secure the necessary signatures for a town meeting, and want to take a few minutes to give you, the Board of Selectmen, some background. Since individual town leaders have provided their personal opinions in official state government hearing proceedings, they have given the appearance of representing the people of Haddam. In actuality, our legislature, by state statute and Haddam's charter, is the town meeting. We hold that it is entirely legal and right that Haddam's people, the real town's legislature, have that same opportunity to express the rightful position of the town. The call of this town meeting was therefore to act on a resolution which would give the people of Haddam the voice they deserve. We understood the town attorney must review the petition first, so guiding the composition of that petition was a strong effort to ensure this action would not waste the town's resources and that it would be a straightforward process. Working closely with a team of attorneys and our town clerk, we made certain that the petition and the resolution were in compliance with Chapter 90 of the Connecticut General Statutes and with provisions of our Haddam Charter. We confirmed the required reading process and, with attorneys, assured that the resolution is within the rightful actions for the town meeting. The resolution sets out the position of the taxpayers and property owners of Haddam, the rightful legislature of Haddam, concerning state actions which directly affect the town. It does not supersede or pretend to usurp state government actions. It merely describes the will of the legislature of Haddam. We were confident that what was submitted is entirely legal and that this special town meeting is required to be warned. In addition to actually certifying the position of the town for the conveyance of the 17.4 acres of publicly held land in Tylerville for up to 87 private acres in Higganum, as contrasted to an apparent endorsement, the backhanded manner in which the conveyance was contrived, as cited in the press and the media, has given the strong appearance of a deal being worked out between politicians and developers. The Haddam people I talked to in gaining signatures for this petition want to distance themselves from appearing to endorse or being associated with such dealings. This town meeting is the only way that will give them that opportunity. The town attorney works for the legislature of Haddam and must have a responsibility to be sure our rightful efforts are proper and successful. We look forward to that assistance.
Jerry, just as a matter of note with regard to the petition again, and I want to reiterate this again, that the petition calls by calling for a resolution that the town legislature, this is the resolution, that the town legislature opposes the above described state legislative mandated conveyance. You're opposing, you're stating that you're opposing it, not a voice to discuss, and calls for, on the General Assembly, to immediately repeal Section 8. So, so from that standpoint, it is a powerful statement. Now, as far as the case law goes, I didn't want to bore you with this, but since you are talking about some specific case law, okay? In part of the findings, we have the petition asks for something the town meeting is not empowered to do. In Peck versus Booth, 42 Connecticut 271, 20 electors of the Borough of West Haven applied to the borough offices of a special meeting to consider the repeal of a borough charter. The officers refused to call the meeting on the court, said that the repeal of the borough charter was not a proper, legitimate subject for action of the Bureau. The court again recognized that the statutory right of the electors to demand a special meeting is subject to the applied conditions that the purpose of the meeting shall be a lawful purpose. And there's several case laws. So as far as the case law goes, I mean, all of what Sean had indicated, we are following the
I'm advised that that is the same for our case, that we do have a legitimate right.
I would think, Jerry, that if...
I do think that it's important that the people of the town of Haddam have a voice.
Well, this Board of Selectmen has chosen to reject this petition.
I understand, of course, and I expected that. That's why I wrote this.
Well, you know, I have to say, I don't think anyone, no one here is preventing anyone from having a voice. We're not blocking. We don't block anybody. We're not stopping you from calling any legislator. We're not stopping you from writing a letter to the legislator. We're not stopping anybody
Has our town attorney
from voicing
given
any
us
opinions.
help?
We're not blocking
Can
you from making
let me add
any
one thing that'll clear all this up.
Anybody.
I sat through the last week of the legislature and witnessed firsthand continuously all the senators saying, the town of Haddam is for this because of your letter, Paul. They kept saying it over and over again. I heard it with my own 2 ears.
If I could finish, you know, but Jerry, at the beginning, you said it gives the appearance. I
Yes.
can't argue with that. That's a different question. I agree with you. Things that anybody on a board would do can give an appearance. But I do disagree with the fact that we're somehow blocking you from getting your voice to the legislature.
Are you helping us get this petition
Certainly.
through for a town meeting? Are you helping us to do that? To correct the situation of the appearance problem?
If you, I'm following my advice of counsel, so I was going to also suggest if you're working with a team of lawyers, come up with a different petition and insert all their legal opinion with it.
Does our
So
town
we
attorney have
another-
any obligation to help us? He
Strange, he doesn't have any
works for
obligation to do
us.
anything for
He
or
works-
against you.
He works for us. Can he
Yeah.
give us guidance on putting the proper words into this petition so that it does work?
No. He does not work for us. He's under a contractual arrangement with us. I mean, he's not,
With us
he's
by
appointed
being
as our
town
town attorney. Sorry?
By us being the town of Haddam.
By town of Haddam, yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
We
Yeah.
are the town of Haddam.
Yeah, no, I have asked our attorney, as he would any other petition that is suspect, to give us a finding on it, and this is his finding. It's not his position to work with you individually, to create a petition, to come to us to do something unlawful. I mean, I think that's very difficult to put anybody in. I would
We're not
suggest,
asking to do anything
I would
unlawful.
suggest that you guys, you've done a marvelous job in orchestrating a really powerful group of folks that have good points. What I would suggest, I mean, is get your own attorneys together and ask them what they think they should do.